make it roll today. That was stupid. Why did I do that? Whatever. Alright, so in today's video, we'll be finishing up this, hopefully. I have to mount the electronics to the new skid, or well, the transmission and motor and stuff like that. We have to put body panels on, and I've got to swap over all of the axles, running gear, and things like that. So stay tuned. We may have another long video today. That would be kind of cool. I'm trying to get rid of the weight up top though. Okay, first of all, this has to come out. And that's all that does. There we go. Now that that's out of the way, I can put it, find a box for spare parts here. There. Alright, there's the top Y-link out. Just take my center screw out here. It is unfortunate that my cantilever suspension will not be reused in this, but not much I can really help about that, unfortunately. There's that shock. May have to actually change that out too. I forgot about that. I put that link on there instead of the stock fronts. Yep, those are completely out of oil. Alright, that's out. Alright, that's undone. Now I gotta reach up in here with another pair of pliers. Sorry y'all can't see much, but I don't have a helper to hold the camera with me. Actually, you know what? I don't, because what we're gonna do I won't have to do this on the front, but this is where your shocks mount. And my push rod's in the way, so I'm going to have to take this off and get that push rod out of there. There's that side. And there's that side. What I have to do is unhook the front shocks. And the entire front axle should just pop out, I do believe. I think it's held on lower links, held on top links, and the front shocks. It's not a chassis on a servo on chassis, it's servo on axle, so I don't have to mess with none of that. Yeah, all I got to do is take the center skid and the shocks, and it'll be good to go. This should just spread frame rails. Ow! That hurt. Yes, I'm aware I could take the transmission out. And in all honesty, I'm going to have to anyways. Because I got to put it on the new skid. There's your transmission and motor assembly. Remember how I got my receiver box set up. Is it just screwed in here? Yeah, it's just screwed in on the top up here. With Now I just take the front shocks off, and this entire axle assembly and everything should just drop right out. There we go. All of that will be done away with. We don't need it. I may do my limiting straps. Let's see. Alright, that's all disassembled. Go ahead, we'll do this front axle and electronics area last, because actually I forgot I put an extension here. There we go. What are you doing? You're sitting in my box of parts, kitty cat. All right, that should be all of the pieces I need for swapping all of this over. Have our transmission, have our rear axle, and we have our front axle. All right. First things first. Go ahead and put our transmission on the new skid. Is this completely symmetrical? Looks like it, yeah. So trans is going to go here. All right, center skid is on the trans, and now I need to put, first of all, make sure all of this is the right orientation. This goes to the front. Oh, there's the other screw I needed. Son of a gun. These links are correct. Yeah, because these are the front ones. Drive shaft. Where did my center link go? There it is. Bear with me, I know y'all can't see much here. But if I make it to where you can see, then I can't see. And then we never get this together, see? Come on, get in there now. There we go. Alright, that one's in. That one's through. Alright. I think that's everything for the bottom. All I got left now is I got to thread these top links in. Yeah, I got to thread in the top links. Can't forget my drive shaft, because once all of this is assembled, it is not going to go in correctly. Okay, that should be all of that. So all the pieces reassembled anyways. Rough look here. Oh yeah, that servo fits right up in that front little cubby there, no problem. Cool. Yeah, this thing should go together pretty much all at once now. It's just fiddling with stuff and getting it set up the way I need it. So I think the easiest way to do this is going to be to set the cage upside down, excuse me, and then drop all of this in from the bottom. Yeah. Motor wires are in my way a little bit. Okay. Oh wow, that's cool. Looks like you can actually change the position of your skid down here a little bit. There's multiple holes. So that's cool. Well, since I want all of my weight as far up front as it'll go, and I have extended the rear wheelbase, we're going to mount it to the front here in the hopes that I don't have to mess with these linkages. Almost. We're right there. There we go. Alrighty. Sweet. We got that side in. Do the other side. Again, we can take this front axle and clock it like this, and as you can see, it'll pull on that upper Y link there and allow you to line it up. Once I got that figured out, it was pretty easy. There. Well, that part's in. Yeah, anytime you have to line up multiple objects in a row to get a screw to go through, I've always found it to be a pain. And that's not a dig at anybody, you know, I'm not talking crap. I'm just saying that in general, it can be a pain in the butt to get that kind of stuff to work correctly. When you have multiple things and they all have to be lined up perfectly, it can be hard. So far, this whole thing has gone together extremely well. I mean, everything fits, everything lines up. I would expect it to, because after all, this cage is built for an SCX10 and an SCX10 apparently. Don't quote me on that. There's that screw. Oh, wait, what the heck did I do here? Son of a gun. I put the wrong link on the wrong side. No wonder why it's all twisted up. I was, at the beginning, as you saw, I was quite surprised that they didn't add in the instructions on how to mount the skid plate. But it doesn't take a rocket surgeon to figure that one out. Ah. Grab my beard hair. Man, this thing is going together nice. I'm not sure what these two holes here are for. Did say this was for the SCX10 as well, so maybe this has something to do with a different transmission style, or what is it called, a dig or a lockout or something, where you control it with a servo and you can lock up the rears and just crawl the front around. I don't really know, but for those of you out there that have done this with a 10-2, put it down in the comments so other people know, and I'll pin it, because knowledge is great for everybody. Kitty cat, hey, you're gonna have to move your butt, they can't see. Yeah, you want to say hello to YouTube? Come here. No, not boob tube, that's different. Hi, kitty cat. My pretty girl. Alright, we gotta get down. Alright guys, all that is left now, I do believe, just to bolt up the suspension parts. We are going to rock these shocks back a little bit. Alright, first little issue I'm running into. I'll show you on this side. My shock bodies are rubbing against this, not letting me put them all the way in. Now that's alright, because I have these spacers here. So, it's okay. interference. Yeah. Yikes, that's stiff. Whoa. That's very stiff. Oh, you know what? It's because I have the collars tightened down. I forgot about that. We got good. Yeah. Good little bit of flex there. All right, now for the rear. Ow! Got beard again. Time for wheels and tires. In terms of receiver box setup and things like that, I'm not sure where I'm going to put it. Dude, that's awesome. And of course, because why wouldn't I have done that? Yeah, I need to vent these. Tore a fingernail up. I don't even know why we have fingernails. All they do is get in the way. Gotta trim them, take care of them, and keep them looking pretty, or else people on the internet gripe at you for having dirty fingernails. You know who you are. Oh, dude, that's cool. What's the flex like? Definitely less than what I had with the cantilevers, but once you get a battery in it and the rest of the electronics, it's cage away a little more. Yeah, it's got all right flex. All right, so unfortunately the phone died while I was recording and I lost a bit of footage. This is complete now. There wasn't really a lot that I missed. Basically just wire management, electronics, and installing the body panels. So, yeah, I lost a little bit, but let's take this thing out into some natural light and see how it looks. All right, everyone. She is done. Got some kind of wild cable management going on here because, honestly, there's not a lot of room to put stuff in this cage. You've got your battery box up front here. I had to put my ESC here, and my receiver's down here stuck to the inner door panel. I do plan on going with a different ESC and motor combo. Actually, it won't have an ESC at all. It's going to be a Hobbywing Fusion. So it gets rid of this entirely, and the battery just hooks directly to the motor. The ESC is all internal, and all you need is the receiver. So once I do that, I'll probably take this receiver and mount it back here and just redo all my cable management. But you can see I got just some green zip ties, just keeping all of the wires nice and clear. Got my light bar wire running down the inside of the cage, across, and across the back here. And you can see the receiver over there that's stuck to the cage panel. My motor wires are right here on the bottom, connected there. The battery cable is not held down because, you know, I may need to take it and have it soldered. I'm planning on going with a LiPo shorty pack because there's not enough room here for my normal nickel metal stick pack that I use. So the hood is supposed to come with a magnet that fits in the bar down here, and then a metal plate is like sticky to the hood. Well, it didn't work too well, so I just said screw it, literally, and put a screw through it. If I want to load the battery from the top how you're supposed to, it's only a couple turns to take the screw out. Will the threads wear out eventually? Probably so. But if that happens, then I'll come up with a different idea. Stock shocks that from the SCX10, I have them rocked all the way back, front and rear. This thing actually sits pretty darn low, but I love the stance of it. It's got just a sick stance. I was worried about the rear axle being a little too far out because I extended my links down here. If you look here and here, they're longer rod ends than normal. but I actually like it hanging out back like that. And it'll help it climb up things because it'll have a longer wheelbase. It'll get high centered easier, but not a big deal for me. Yeah, I'm loving the way this thing looks. I'm actually really happy with my cable management too. I didn't think I would be, but it looks alright. Injora wheels and tires from the SCX10 Beetlebug that this used to be. Yeah, it looks good. Nice, very nice approach angles. This thing will climb straight up a wall now instead of bumpers getting in the way, which is nice. One thing to note, I did have to reverse both, for some odd reason, steering and throttle on my controller. Now, maybe I hooked this up wrong, but I tried flipping them around and the ESC was just flashing at me. So I didn't like that. Not a big deal. Everything still works the way it should. Everything still works, you know, forwards, reverse is reverse, things like that. Just had to flip some switches on the remote, which is the tactic remote that comes stock with this older model SCX10. But yeah, guys, I love the way this thing turned out. It looks amazing. Time will tell how tough the Injora cage is. But as far as looks, I mean, you can't get any better than that for 40 bucks. Like, really? That's how much the cage costs, you know, and it's the size of my hand. Actually, you know what? I got a scale comparison for you. Give me just a second. Here's an axial rift for size comparison. They're a pretty different size in terms of scale. They're not even really close. Even though they're both billed as 10th scales, it's obvious that this one is quite a bit smaller, but that's alright. So yeah, I'm liking how it turned out. I'm happy with the ending, with the end result. Don't want it to fall. Yeah, I don't like my receiver position, and I definitely don't like it being uncovered because water is going to be an issue. But I'll just keep it out of the water. And if I put my receiver back here, then I'll go through little streams and stuff with it and just be extra careful not to get it wet. Maybe, I know an old school trick is to wrap it in a balloon, and then, you know, that helps to keep water out, makes it splash resistant. I wouldn't submerge it. But yeah, it's a really cool looking little rock buggy. I can't stop looking at it. Every time I walk past it, I got to look at it. It's nice. Thank you all for watching. See y'all next time.